Yes, people, hopefully StreamYard is working. It's not a connection issue, but welcome to Cass anyways. Welcome to the channel. Make sure you like and subscribe. This is more of the United segment on things. I'm gonna save a little bit of that for later, but hopefully this is working. So hopefully you lot can see me, hear me, eat, breathe, smell, you know what I'm saying? All that good stuff. But yeah, I have no idea what happened there. But that's on our end, isn't it? So my bad if it crashed last stream. We was getting to a good conversation as well. And then yeah, man, it just before you know it, it's just end of a life, isn't it? It's just one of those things that you can't control. It happens every so often. Can't do much about that. But yeah, man, look, seen it, live it, eat it, breathe it. We've seen this stuff again with Zirkzee as well, and actually quite a few others. You know, with Amorim coming in talking about be wanting players with intensity in the meetings, which you spoke about yesterday as well, briefly as well. And it makes you want to draw up a list, doesn't it? Makes you want to draw up a list and think like who's going to fit here and who's going to fit where. So we'll go through a little bit of that. I saw it with the Zirkzee stuff again. I don't know how they say what's the saying again? There's no smoke without fire. So when they're talking about Zirkzee loan in January, I have to call it in a way where it's like, okay, then if that's the case, then who's filling in for Zirkzee? Who we getting? Because I don't know. You let me know who's filling in for Zirkzee, because I don't know. Because at this rate, I think he deserves a chance. And already, Amorim hasn't even got his working visa yet. And of course, he's probably got a squad planner, like all clubs do, all managers do. They've got a squad planner of people who are going to fit and who's not going to fit. All of a sudden, you're judging on a striker that you just brought in that has some decent footballing ability, and you already know that he's not going to work. So I think that's kind of insane in a way, but we'll talk about it. Of course, we'll talk about it. And then we say that, but my man's been in the door, Ruben Amorim, for what? Not even a day, by the way, not even a day. And we're getting told that we got a generational talent on our hands. Not that we didn't already know, because we might have two on our hands, to be fair, but we'll see how that happens. And maybe Amorim is making sure that things are clear for the summer. So, but yeah, man, big up everyone in the building, though. Make sure you keep smashing those likes. I appreciate anyone that's done so. Again, I apologize, I can't really apologize, but just to be the nice guy, apologize for StreamYard messing up a good live earlier. It was building some good numbers, some good conversations, some funny ones, and again, we can't control that. It's unfortunate, if they sorted it out within 3 minutes, we gave it a good 4 or 5 minutes to sort out. It didn't happen, and then you just got to end the live in it. So it works out in favor, anyways, because I'm on time. Do you know what I mean? So I'm on time here. So there we go, man. Big up Dan in the building, though. Make sure you get your comments in. Let me know where you're from in the world. If you're a new subscriber, especially, and I've never heard or seen your name, or you haven't commented too much, let me know where you're from in the world, and we'll go from there. Big up Dan in the building. Big up Mustafa Sanchalini as ever as well. Might have to change that name, my boy. Lit forever. Big up yourself. Luke HR. Yep, I know. Big up Omar Bear. Obviously I said it. Big up Wolves in the building. I think I saw Chili. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. What we doing here? You got Paddy B says Stone Island Knickers. What are you not talking about in the chat? We got Legos. It's the Zirkzee loan won't happen. Salam alaikum, my bro. Azo in the building, or is that how you say your name? Az. Let's call you Az, if you don't mind. We've got the final boss saying I'm from Essex. I think I've seen you. I know where you're from, Daniel, as well, man. Big up Samuel as well. I'm from Warrington, or you're from up north. Then you're like purgatory. Do you know what I mean? Like you're in the middle. You can't work out if you want to be part of the Scousers or the Manx. Big up Horizon in the building as well. Cape Town, big up. Oh yeah, Ross, you are from Cape Town, isn't it? Oh, you've been around forever. But I've noticed with you, Ross, as well. You're always in the Man United chats, so I can tell you're I can tell what you like to watch on YouTube, innit? Big up. What you say? I'm from Ends. Where's Ends? What's exactly Ends? Big up Rayhan. Is it Rayhan? Is that how you say your name? Walaikum salam, my brother. Cass, where you man based, bro? I'm in Islington. At the moment, I live in Bedford, but I'm from Peckham. You know what they like to call the Peckham Reds. Oh, why are you supporting my club? Why do you support something down there? I'm like thinking, because I don't want to, mate. Big up big up HR. Cass, do you play FPL? Nah, no chance. I can't do it. You know what it is, yeah? All right, let me explain this to you for any of you FPL merchants, right? The way I look at this is you can have your Trents, you can have your Mo Salahs in your team, your Haalands, but I refuse to want them to score or get an assist. That's just the way I am. I think I'm too competitive to do up an FPL. Does that make sense? So I can't personally go through with that. I don't want Salah scoring. I don't even want to cheer at the fact that Liverpool's got some sort of win because Salah decided he wanted to score twice and you get mad points on FPL. It's just impossible. Big up Sativa. Is that Sativa? Sativa or Sativa? Good afternoon from Southern Spain. Whereabouts in Southern Spain are you from? Interesting. Because my family's from the scene, from Valencia. So let me know. Rochdale, yeah, all right, cool. Say no. My biggest fear with Ruben formation is yes, Delict, Martinez, no probs, but hopefully Euro as well. Euro is probably the best suited back three player of all of them, to be fair. Then we don't have players to cover. Only Evans, Maguire, Lindelof too slow. All right, let me try to explain this because I'm looking, like I said, by the way, I know a lot of you would want me to go live at 11 a.m., but I can't stay true to at 11. So my new time is going to be any time after Never a Foul. Anytime after Never a Foul, I'm going to be here. It's just one of those ones. I just struggle to get up in the morning. I really do. And that's just the honest truth. I'm going to start dropping videos in the morning instead that I've recorded the previous night because obviously, like at the end of all the shows and everything sorted and done, afterwards I can record something and then do whatever I need to do. It's just, and then I end up going bed at like 1:30, 1, 2, and then you don't have no downtime for yourself. That's just the reality for some of us YouTubers, anyways. Is that when you do so much, you don't end up going to bed till late and getting up in the morning. It takes its toll. Never a Foul's priority. So I've got to do that at 12, technically 12:15 because we're always late because of a few bodies. But for me, if I'm going live before, I struggle to really like wake up, and that's just me. And obviously, some of you are more morning people than or whatever, but I function best when it's early afternoon, and then I'm more active that way. And then before then, I'll go on Monster's channel. Does that make sense? So hopefully, like 1:15 to 1:30, maybe even just a little bit prior, like before to that. Hopefully, it's a good time for you lot as well. Obviously, it's trying to make a channel, trying to make sure there's a good community as well. So I'm going to be very selective with mods on this platform. If I see that you're taking away comments that are fair, even if it's something that I might not like to see, but it's a bit of a criticism, like make sure that you don't remove them because it's fair game, isn't it? But yeah, I ain't seen that at the moment. Yes, he is. He's in training. He's in training. Oh my god. Yeah, he will be. He's in training right now. Luke Shaw's in training. Mount's in training. Molasses in training. Just had a game, by the way. Big up Adam Matic because he goes to a lot of the youth games, and from there, obviously, he posts a lot. So if you lot want to go on Forever United, go watch them. You can see a little bit of his performance, and obviously, you might see little clips here and there. So big up Dan as well, man. Big up Tarek, man. I see big super chats. Yeah, big up yourself, Tarek, man. This is I'm not used to people doing something nice for me, and I'm gonna be honest. I've grown up like that. The only one that's ever done something nice for me in my life is actually not my mum and dad, obviously, but out of their own goodwill is obviously you got your best friends, but probably Daps. I'll be real. So big up for the big super chat, man. I appreciate that a lot. So yeah, man, I appreciate that, man. LFC fan here, but I'm here to support a brother. Keep doing what you're doing, man. I appreciate that a lot, man. I don't know how to act. I don't know how to act, man. I feel like I won the lottery. That's my first big super chat. And obviously, big up to the other super chatters as well that's done it on this channel. That's crazy, man. Maybe this is maybe this is a conversation for like a more of a personal conversation. I wouldn't. How do I say this? Like, I've made. You know what it is? All right, let's just away from the Man United talk quickly. Is you got to make your own luck in this world, innit? In a way, like you got to make. No one don't expect people to do anything for you. You got to do it yourself. But for me, I'm not gonna lie. I've had a tough life, really. So it's just let's just put it like that. Otherwise, I'm just gonna end up getting fucking emotional and shit. Anyways, let's talk about Man United. Let's talk about Man United, man. Let's talk about happy stuff. Big up, man. Big up, big up. Wait, is that actually Mons? You're not a Mons. I don't want Mons to be a mod. No, Mons ain't a mod on this channel. Why is Mons a mod on this channel? Crazy. Nah, man. Nah, Mons ain't going to be a mod. Crazy, man. Not happening. You know what? Tarek can be a mod though. There we go. Yeah, Mons can't be a mod. He's a Liverpool fan that don't super chat like Tarek. So do you know what I mean? But yeah, man. Let's talk about Amorim and stuff like that. So let me go back to Dan, what he said as well. Right. Let's break this down because I'm gonna start doing videos of like the Dream 11, players who can go, who can't go, who should stay, who's gonna fit. I'm gonna start doing these little videos and whatnot. And for fuck's sake, Mons, man. All right, cool. There you go, my bro. Yeah, LFC's got me there. Yeah, the Liverpool. It's weird, isn't it? It's weird, isn't it? I'm gonna make sure I do timestamps and stuff like that. But the way I look at it at the moment, Dan, is I don't expect in the future for Mazraoui and Dalot to be the wing backs because I think we're gonna start at the left hand side, and I don't think we've got enough for the left hand side. I think he's actually gonna end up using probably Garnacho and maybe Shaw sometimes, but I don't think so. Again, I think he's going to end up using Garnacho for the time being, anyways, and going to get someone else in January. So that's the left-hand side. And obviously, I didn't even notice myself too much, but Aquenda's actually bow-footed, and his main foot's actually left foot. So he likes the cutting kind of right wingers that are good and pacey and whatnot. I don't think Anthony's got a future here, as you lot have seen. Anthony's the clear out's going to be going. So that one player there, Anthony's going to go. I'm pretty sure he's going to get a loan. Because game time, etc., etc. I'm pretty sure he can go and go grab that and go get the game time he needs for his career and move on. So I'm going to cut Anthony out of the equation. He might even get used at left wing back. It could be Anthony and probably another left wing back of some sort of in January. I don't know who it's going to be though. But on the right hand side, I think the cover for me, you can use Evans as a wide centre back. We've seen Evans play left back. We've seen Evans have a stint. Even just coming out with the ball in the middle and being more of the commander. I think Evans can do something this season. But for me, when it comes to the back three, I can see Mazraoui or Dalot. And I think I would prefer Dalot as the centre back. Because when it comes to 1v1 duels and stuff, I think either or is going to be the cover for someone like Dan. Because Dan asked the question. So I think we might see that. I think Mazraoui might get the nod. Only reason why I don't think he's going to get the nod is because of aerial ability. And Dalot's a lot better in the air. So on that notice, it'll be interesting to see how he uses either or, because Mazraoui is very technical. So receiving the ball and playing out the back, it might be more suited to what he's got in his locker than what a Dalot has. But then again, when it comes to spraying like obviously a diag, Dalot's got that in his locker. So I do wonder what Amorim might have in his locker to see what he wants to go with. That's just the way I look at it. Mazraoui playing from the back is comfortable, so build up is a big thing with Sporting. Well, from what we've seen from Sporting and Amorim style, so I think it could be more of a Mazraoui, and then we see Dalot doing more of the attacking. Because when it does come to attacking instances, Dalot's got a little bit more of a technique about him, and he likes to take on the play on a 1v1. Where we see Mazraoui, where it's left back, right back, he is a lockdown merchant. I think Lindelof might have a good role in this, and I can see Lindelof having a more of a wide centre back approach with it. But then again, I want to approach to you guys. Lindelof is going to go. He's going to be one of the clear outs. He's not got a new contract. Well, he's not got an extended contract. He's not going to get a new one. But for the time being, we do know that whether it's Diamonde, who usually goes into the central role next to the midfielder, Lindelof obviously used to be a DM and used to play that role. So I do wonder if he might have a Lindelof in his plans potentially. So there we go, man. Fuck's sake. Big up Cass in the chat. You're working hard, bro. Love hearing your takes. Don't really comment, but I'm from Jamaica. Big up yourself, man. Big up yourself, man. You lot have done me wonders, man. Honestly, you lot have done me wonders, man. That's another big super chat, man. Big up to yourself. Honestly, that's gonna do a lot of that's gonna be doing me a lot of good, man. Thank you. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you, man. Make sure everyone in the chat, make sure you big them up in the chat, man. Please, like, big them up, give them W's, at them, talk to them. Like you said, big up, man, all the way from Jamaica as well, man. So big up, unknown in the building. I appreciate you a lot, and you and Tariq, and anyone else as well, man. Pretty much who's just here, even if you're not. So it feels like my birthday. I'm gonna have to move my birthday from Feb to the 13th of November. That's how it feels. Do you know what I mean? So big up to yourselves, man. You can buy a Liverpool kit now. You can suck out chili ass. How about that? You can stuff it in your Scottish arsehole. Big up to yourselves, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate it a lot. Trust me. There will be episodes coming out, man. Me and Daps have kind of spoken about it slightly, but it's more of Daps things. He wants to do like personal talks, but I can't do the personal talks yet. Not for me, because my story is a little bit too crazy, man. So on that note, trust me. So yeah, but yeah, like I think United defensively. Sorry, people, just obviously just little tangents here and there in it. So sorry about that, innit? If we're going back onto the United talk, let me just timestamp this. I think defensively we'll have I think it'll be calm for us. I think it'll be easy for United. I think it's more of the attacking phase of stuff, of options. So yeah, man, I think we're in good hands. I want to know though. Obviously, look, whether Zirkzee goes or stays, who knows in January. Whether Anthony goes or stays, who knows? Because when a new manager comes in and the system, it's kind of evident from what Ruud van Nistelrooy had done with the midfield. As you saw with Ugarte and Casemiro, they weren't too far from one another. Did you not notice that in the last couple of games? How I know in the first couple of games, obviously you got to get used to something a little bit brand new and very quickly at that, because we had 4 games in like 2 weeks, something like along them lines. You could see like literally. Hey, that's not for me, man. There we go. There we go. But yeah, we could see that they don't drift too far away from each other. A little bit like Marita and Hillman, they don't drift off far from each other. They're always in like some sort of parallel line, making sure they're only like a few yards. If one goes, one stays. And under Ten Hag, right? Under Ten Hag, it was more of like gung ho, one midfielder left, and it's like it's everyone's trying to do an overload and one ball, and it's splitting through right through your midfield. And obviously under Ruud, it wasn't like that. I want to know what Amorim might have in mind, whether he drops Bruno Fernandes to an 8 or he pushes him up to one of them 10 spaces. Same way for someone like Mainoo, right? Kobbie Mainoo, sorry. Whether it's an 8 or he sees him as one of them further options in the 10, because we saw Mainoo can finish. He might be the ones that takes the reins off of Bruno in the future in one of them attacking 10 spots. But I think the same way where we've all been kind of surprised with Casemiro, when we all got told and all got convinced by obviously Ten Hag at one point that Casemiro's legs gone. Clearly they're not gone. So I do wonder the same thing with Kobbie. We always talk about him not having an engine, him not getting back enough. But then again, we might have to look at it a little bit differently, where under Ten Hag, a lot of these players look like they were knackered. And I do wonder if Kobbie in his 8 role would have more reserved energy and know what he's doing and to conserve his energy a little bit more and to play that role, because I do believe he can do that 8 role very well. Ball carrying is a big thing as a number 8 for Amorim. Clearly, we see it. Marita, very, very good ball carrier. Nunes, very, very good ball carrier. You know, even Ugarte can ball carry to a very good degree as well. So maybe even he might have a shot there. And Casemiro might be doing the one that's doing a little bit more of a sitting role, like Hillman, because all Hillman does, sometimes he does get further forward. So I'm pretty sure we have that license. But what he does is screen, right? Polina used to do it. Hillman used to do it. Ugarte used to do it. Just screen the back three and obviously cover the wing backs when you can. And obviously, when it comes to the 8, a bit more advanced, but has a little bit more freedom. So I do wonder what he has in mind for that, whether it's going to be like an Ugarte Casemiro partnership, and then you might even see an instance where we see Mainoo and Ahmad in the 10s. It could be, we don't know yet, but I know Bruno Fernandes will have a role in this, and I do wonder with Bruno when it comes to his future, where like in his later career, because he is catching on, right? Whether it's going to be further forward or a little bit further backwards. I don't know, because I think a good system can get the better of these, obviously, this group, and that's what I'm kind of wondering who's going to go where. So even I'm confused, but I'll do what I feel is best, and I'll make a video, and I'll probably release it tomorrow about what the Dream 11 is or could be. I might even do it as a live. How about that? Because it is international break. There's only so much you can talk about. I wonder who you lot. I wonder where do you lot see Kobbie Mainoo? Where do you lot see him? Do you see him as one of the 10 options, or do you see him as more of an 8? Because I do believe he can be quite a good, what they call a good like box to box, a defensive box to box at that. I know Ahmad. I've heard some people say Ahmad on the wing, but that's just confusing to me. You want to utilize his craft more in the inside. So I don't see him as on one of the right wing back options. But I've seen us linked with this Quenda guy. So with this Quenda guy, we're linked heavily with him. So he wants a left-footed right wing back potentially. I don't know how concrete that really is. So maybe an opposite, because the reason, the actual reason for what he wants, right, is he wants just because of angle purposes, he wants an opposite foot player on the wing backs so he can create different angles for one of the 10s when passing, which is mental, and also creates an attacking threat in case you got to cut inside a little bit like a Saka or something and can get a good shot off. So that's what I wonder. Like, I don't really see whether it's on the left-hand side or the right-hand side. I do believe we'll end up with a right-hand side. I do wonder, like, if Mazraoui, excuse me, or Delo is used more as more of a backup option and not really having a start in place, because if that's the case, I don't know how they start. For me, anyways, I do wonder. And obviously, this is when remember, we've been linked with Frimpong quite a lot, but then it defeats the idea that he wants an opposite foot wing back. So I have no idea. I think for this season, though, maybe he switches the wing backs over and says, you know what, I've got a good pair, I've got 2 good pairs here in the lower Mazraoui. And then on the left-hand side, we can have an opposite foot off the left because, there's Garnacho who can maybe do that to a degree anyways, because you've got to be technically sound. And at the same time, it's more of a support role. But then I look at Harry Amas and I'm thinking, well, he likes the youth. Harry Amas could do that role very well. Good, very good technically as well. Keeps the ball and he's got a mean whip on him. He can cross the ball. So, and he doesn't mind the youth. So I do wonder what his future says. And he's been training with the first team. So for me, it's mind-boggling. Maybe it's good to have more options, more than one anyways. And then, go from there. Check Quenda's right wing back heat map this season. It suits Ahmad. Ahmad has 2 roles, 10 and right wing back. So always a place from the start. And Ahmad has very good, for me, Ahmad does have very good energy levels as well. But I don't know if Ahmad's got very good intensity. If that makes sense? Like when you talk about intensity, I think Ahmad's got intensity, but I don't know if he's got the athleticism like a Quenda to make sure you can do that supporting role as much as possible, because we've seen him in the back fives. Look at against Manchester City, right? If you had Manchester City coming up against you, or just another team and they're giving it to you, you don't really want to see Ahmad in a right wing back in the back five sometimes, even though it's not the case of what he wants. You just don't want to be seeing him defend a winger. Do you know what I mean? From what I got told, anyways, with Amorim, is that he likes specialists in his positions. Obviously, have your players that can play multiple roles, but you want your specialists. Quenda is known for his just up and down energy, getting down the line and everything, whether he's left-footed or right-footed, whether he's in an attacking phase or a defensive phase. His role is, he knows his role, and he knows when it comes to defending, he can also do the defensive work to a good standard. So again, I don't think Ahmad would be used as a right wing back. Not for me, anyways. I think definitely he could be utilized there, but I don't think that would be his best strength. But who knows, anyways, Ross? Who knows, anyways? It could be. All the Sporting's wing backs this season are left-footed. Katamo is cold as well. Because remember with Katamo was their Quenda of one season, and then when Quenda came in, they said, you know what? I'm going to stick Katamo on the left side, and then now he uses him on the left side. He's their main left wing back, obviously with that Araujo, I think that's how you say his name, and he's more of the backup. So again, it's just this guy's a madman in my eyes. You know what I mean? Like, even I'm trying to comprehend. I've watched so many different videos. I do wonder. But yeah, how do you not see Zirkzee's future as well? How do you lot see Zirkzee Future? Does he have a role at Manchester United still? Like, can he be one of them tens, or do you think he can be transformed into what we need as a number 9? We saw a decent cameo against Leicester City, and he was making some good runs and good build up. But I think he's got to get. I think he's got when it comes to dropping deep. We've seen Gyökeres do that and get involved in play as well. What's this one? Do you believe as well that these loans, he's got all these when it comes to loans, like obviously we're seeing that he might be away from the club, but I don't see how sending someone that's been around for a few months, not really been given a great deal of minutes or chance, and hasn't even featured under Amorim yet, is already been linked away from the club. And you look at United. United obviously have this PSR thing looming around them, and I just don't see how United loan someone out, probably get a loan fee, but get someone else that's going to come in and do with a good price that's going to do a job that's any better. I don't understand where that is going to. I don't understand where it's going to be, unless they got different midfield options that he doesn't see Zirkzee as a fit. Maybe I see Marcus Rashford being used as a number 9 in this Amorim system. I don't see Marcus Rashford in any other role, personally. So he'd be the spearhead, him and Højlund maybe. But I think Zirkzee can change his game. I've seen Zirkzee drive with the ball. I've seen him getting into positions where he can score as well. Like he can change. He's young enough as a striker, anyways, to change his game as well. If he wants to make it. If he doesn't want to change his game, then great. But I think that can be more of a luxury, dropping deep and whatnot. Get like filling into one of them spaces in one of them 10 positions, and then the midfielder goes further forward. I think he can be. I think he can be used. But the only thing I not know about Zirkzee is, again, I hear it. What Haunt just said down there, he said intensity. So the intensity part is something where it's like I don't know if he's got that in his game, but who knows? Like I think if you know how to build a press within a team, I think anyone can build with intensity. You just got to know when and where to be, and you got an energy levels as well. Like I think he's got the engine for it. He's just got to change up, and maybe you just got to give him a little bit of a chance. Yeah, yeah, but then again, someone could take his contract, and then before you know it, Bob's your uncle. Someone takes that, and you don't have to pay the rest of it. It is cheap at the end of the day. Big up Sundance Kid as well in the building. I don't think we'll bring no one in this January. I disagree. I'm not joking. I actually feel that we're gonna see. I would love an Nori, right? I think that's the dream wing back for me. I don't see anybody else when it comes to successful take-ons, when it comes to completed passing, when it comes to chance creations, goals itself as well. He tops the list out of all the wing backs. And for me, in an advanced role, it suits an Nori to a T. So I think he's the dream signing, maybe for the summer, maybe even for the summer. But I think this Alvaro Fernandez stuff has got legs. I think Alvaro is a cheap option. Is something rumored 16 million, whatever. Luke Shaw's going to be the backup left centre back. Whether it's Evans the backup middle centre back, and then obviously when it comes to the right hand side, I feel like just for now, anyways, you're going to see obviously Lindelof be the cover right centre back. I do see Amas coming into feature in the team. I don't know if he's going to get given that chance exactly. But when it comes to them options, I don't see where Malacia fits whatsoever. I think Malacia is just a fullback. He can be more of a tidy fullback, a little bit like Zinchenko. I don't see him. And even then, Zinchenko could be a wing back. I don't see Malacia as a wing back personally. I don't think that's his game for on paper, anyways. See how it goes. See what happens. Even he might be used as a left centre back option, maybe. But for me, I don't see where he fits there. And I think Alvaro's got a little bit more of his game when it comes to the attacking part. But I don't know if he's got enough in his locker, because Alvaro is very quick and very powerful as well. So it's cheap. And I think Alvaro Fernandez would want to come back. If he's going to get his chance at the club he thought he probably deserved a chance at, and he's been given certain promises, then I see it happening. I think Alvaro is nailed on for me. I don't see it in a world where we don't get 2 new wing backs anyways come January and the summer. That's just me anyways. Obviously we really do need to focus on the central areas, and the clear out is more than needed. More than needed. I wonder if there's anyone that's going to even be sold in January. I look here and I feel like, okay, we got Lindelof going, the clear out's happening. It's already been spoken about. Lindelof, Maguire, Evans it's probably time to go for Evans. I wouldn't even be mad at keeping him around for another year personally, because I just think leadership, know-how, knows the club, knows the players. I think it's good to have in and around the dressing room, right? And it's an area that we don't need to focus on too much. If we go get, let's say, a Jared Branthwaite and maybe an extra centre back, who knows? Now it makes me wonder, why did we get rid of Kambawala? In January, I mean, in the summer, Kambawala in the back three is insane. Like, he's perfect for that, but not given his chance. Very good on the ball, out wide as well. He can catch up. He's physical. He's got a lot of pace, doing very well in the La Liga at the moment. So it's like, why did we get rid of that one? Then that's a bit nuts for me. And I really want to focus. I really want United to focus on the midfield area. You got Eriksen leaving. That's another part of the clear out. Anthony's potentially going. When it comes to Rashford now as well, Rashford and Garnacho's future is up in the air. It's up in the air. I don't blame Kambawala not wanting to sign a new contract, because he wasn't given. What I remember reading, he wasn't given certain promises, even during his time at United when he got promoted. Obviously, he played against West Ham. He didn't have the greatest cameos, but the times that he could have played, Ten Hag binned him to the side. I don't blame him. I think it was a little bit toxic in that part when it comes from player to manager. I don't think it was a great connection, where, who knows, but, time's moved on. We need to move on, right? We don't need to cry about certain little things, especially a centre-back that we can probably replace quite easily. Again, Rashford and Garnacho's future, I don't know where that lies for me. I don't know personally. Is Monster in the chat? Where do you lot see going? Do you see Garnacho and Rashford leaving in the summer? I don't see in a world where we don't go get someone like Victor Gyökeres. I would love a Victor Gyökeres. We need goals. But if all of a sudden Rashford and, let's say, Højlund start scoring goals in the Premier League, and obviously that's a big ask, by the way, in a system that's really suiting them. No joke, we're not going to go for Gyökeres. It's not happening, because then that's an area that we don't need. If we're scoring goals, we're not going to get a Gyökeres. And you know what? I agree. For me, the way it's spearheaded, obviously Rashford's a powerful runner and whatnot, and he's been. Maybe I'm giving him a little bit of a chance. I'm more in favor of seeing how this works with him up front. As a striker, anyways. We've seen Rashford go off the left hand side, drift off the left, even in build up parts of the game. Just getting little touches and in the box. My only issue with Rashford as a striker is the natural instincts of a 9. The natural instincts of a 9 of where to be poaching from. I don't think he has that within him. But when it comes to, like, obviously on breaks, and when it comes to, let's say, he is being supplied for in behind, especially with some of these teams like the top 6 teams that want to bring the game to us and vice versa, I think he could be utilized very, very well. I would like to say, for at this moment anyways, for Rashford is watch this space. And I know you lot are probably going to say, no, he's had ample opportunities, but he's a highest paid player. He hasn't done shit. He looks lazy on the pitch and whatnot. Fuck all of that. I'm more in favor. Like, I really want to see what him and Højlund can provide. And you know what? I want to see what Zirkzee can provide. We're all eager. We want to see this game. It's probably come at a time where, obviously, the build up for the next 9-10 days until the Ipswich game, we're just focused on who's starting, who's going to get playing, what system are we going to see. It's back three, it's brand new, so shiny new toys, exciting. Which players are going to adapt? One thing I do hope, though, is getting rid of Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw has got to go. And I think we've all seen this story. New manager. You know what? He's been around since Louis van Gaal. It's time to move on from this guy as well. He has all the ability in the world, just can't stay fit. And he's one of the players I'm in belief of that Rooney and Scholes, when they were questioning, you're injured, but you can still play, and not really too. I think he's one of those. I really think he's one of those. And I think it's time we talk about resetting culture and building something at United all the time. And you've got to start filtering out some of these. And you know what? That probably applies the same for Rashford. He's been around since Louis van Gaal days. He's a part of the negative part of the United's recent history. So, do you know what I mean? So it's just like, I hope this manager isn't fooled by him. And I hope Ratcliffe definitely isn't fooled by him. And it's not Luke. Maybe it's not even Luke Shaw's fault. You know, he suffered injury after injury. I think that's just the incompetence of Man United by giving him contract after contract. And he has one good season and one off season, and then he's off again. And then before he got another good season, it's stupid. And I've seen these Harry Kane rumors. That's not happening. That's definitely not happening. I see that as well. Y'all is how you're saying y'all? Is it y'all? If that's your name or y'all? Well, I'm gonna say your name's y'all, right? Let me know in the comments so I know get your name right. I saw this like this 115 million euro bid United, and who is it again? Someone else. Where's United getting 150 million euros from to go and get secure Harry Kane, a 31-year-old going on 32? Let me know because that's just an insane story for me. I think who is it from? Was it Pettigo or was it CFC Christian Folk? It was from one of them, and I do believe I'm in belief, anyways, that Bayern Munich wants Sesko, and because they've been linked with Sesko recently and the way they play, yada yada yada, they want something brand new, the next best thing, obviously the youngster part of things. I reckon they're trying to offload Kane. I wouldn't be surprised if they're trying to get rid of Kane and trying to say, you know what, go back to England. You know, let's link him to Manchester United because that's going to blow up a story. Sir Jim Ratcliffe, Mr. Brexit himself, Harry Kane, Brexit himself, it makes a good story, doesn't it? But I do believe United are more nailed on to go get more of a Gyökeres, someone that's ready made now. We don't need another extra whatever. I think the options would be, imagine having Gyökeres and Højlund as your options. Højlund is 20, 21 years old, yeah. Gyökeres is 26. He's a good 5 years his age. Who better to learn off of who already knows the system? Someone that you can mold their game around who plays very, very similar. So I think Gyökeres and having that is a good, for me, good duo. Good, like, a good, someone great to learn off of. And then, you know what, in a couple years, few years maybe, you can be that guy and Gyökeres moves on to somewhere new, or even Højlund might move on to somewhere new, someone that's a lot better for him. So Kane coming Villa, he probably ends up going back to Tottenham. Remember, Tottenham's got a buyback clause in him, by the way, and it looked like they even still need a striker. I don't know. I think Kane's got a lot to prove in the game still. He still hasn't won anything, so there you go. That's something new. What play 3-5-2 Gyökeres and Højlund up top? Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. That's too stiff. Not gonna happen. Make sure you keep smashing the likes, people. 109 likes as well. Could we raise this to maybe 150 before the end of the stream? I will be going over to Monster's channel after this, but we got still quite a bit more to talk about. And it's unfortunate because yesterday I saw Seko Kone. Did I read this right? He went off on crutches. He left the stadium on crutches. Is that correct? Just waiting for one of you to say. Did I read that correct? Because if that is correct, because he was having a solid game and then he came off injured, and they're really bigging this guy up, big hype, and that now. Yeah, that's unfortunate because I saw that he's meant to be integrated into the team. And you know what? I'm hearing a lot of things about this guy, reading a lot of things. They're calling it now. Obviously, the generational word gets thrown around a little bit too easy, but they're saying out of the academy levels, the ability levels of this guy, he's making it look so easy, so easy. And it's just making me, it gets you excited when it comes to United's, like, obviously youth intake of what players are coming through at the moment. It's insane, but not everyone can make it United. You know, we got Jace Fitzgerald in and around the team. We got this, what's it called, Mr. Fletcher's little boy as well. I think his name's Jack Fletcher, in and around the team. Central midfielders, attacking midfielders, right? Meant to have big futures ahead of them. They ain't got minutes yet, but I'm hoping we see them maybe. If we get a nice FA Cup draw or something along them lines, great. But if not, send them on loan. You know, get them some valuable minutes. Clearly, the academy level is too easy for some of these lot. You know, we're looking at Cheeto as well. Cheeto is insane. Like right now, like he's just finishing everything, finishing his dinner, bullying. You know, and maybe it's not really fair that he's about 6'6", but you know what I mean? He's got a good finish on him. Maybe it's time to go send some of these lots on loan because clearly academy levels way too easy for these lot. Maybe the integration to men's football is not there yet. Needs to develop a little bit more as well in terms of mindset and whatnot. But United have a lot of good youngsters coming through. There's a lot of hype along these. And Seko Kone right now, they're literally calling him one of the next generation, and is on that brink of being called a generational talent. Insane Senegalese player, insane central midfielder. But we have to see it to believe it in the men's game, right? You know, this, yeah, I see that. They call him Caicedo 2.0 pretty much. Pretty much has a similar game to him. You know, whether it's collected from the back or driving ball with a ball forward. Obviously has a little shot on him, long shot on him here and there. So yeah, oh, he's from Mali, my bad. Is he from Mali? My bad. I thought he was Senegalese. No, he's from Senegal. He's from Senegal, no? Sekou Kone. He's from Mali. Yeah, he's from Mali. My bad. So yeah, man, we'll just have to see how he develops. That's a howler from me, to be fair. But then again, I don't know much about him. I thought he was from Senegal. And then yeah, and then of course we got Kobe Mainoo, and they're already talking to, like, apparently Amorim and his coaching staff is absolutely buzzing for Lenny Yoro already. He's been in the door for Tuesday? 2 days. He's been in the door for 2 days, going on his third day, and already he's looking at Lenny Yoro and saying, that's see him? That's my guy. That's my guy. He got a lot of hype, man. You know what? What did he have? What injury did he have? Was it a metatarsal? He had like a hairline fracture on his foot or something along them lines, right? So we'll have to see how he recovers as well. But we'll see. I think we're going to see him feature for Ipswich, and hopefully adapts to the Premier League. You know, the similarities between the Premier League and obviously Ligue 1 is literally the physicality. So I don't think he would have a problem with that. I just think he just needs to get used to the intensity of the Premier League and then adapt that way. You know, players like Delap, you know, we saw him against Spurs. We saw, you know, who's the other one as well? Smozadic or something. I think that's how you say his name. Them lot are not going to give you a moment's peace. You know, so even with Ipswich, he's got to be ready for all of these occasions. And it might be one of those where he might take a couple games, because especially that he's been injured, it might take 2-3 games to even get used to and develop a little bit more into, or get used to the game a little bit. So as us fans, we need to give him a chance. Honestly, we need to give him a little bit of a chance, and we've got to be ready for a lot of these rivals to say that this guy's crap. You know, lend me euros, send him back to France. You know, what's all this hype? Generational laughing face. But then again, he could shit on all of them as well at the same time. You know, he could have really good spells. But if there's any time to really build towards, you know, being a Manchester United regular, is Ipswich and Everton. What are you lot saying? Get some of your questions in, by the way, people. I'm interested to see what you lot have to hit to say, and I'll try and answer them as well. Cass for the Euro one, he's the best upcoming young defender easily. His quality is insane. On that age, he can do everything. Yeah, if you know what, me and Daps watched the pre-season game. Who was it against? Was it against Rangers maybe? And we were just seeing him spray diags all day long. Like his diagonals are very, very good, and I can see why. You know, when Amorim and his staff comes in, they're like, yeah, this guy's it. He's that brother. Do you know what I mean? We play Bodo Glimt as well. Yeah, I forgot about that. In between, that's the Thursday game. In between Ipswich, Everton, hopefully Euro gets minutes. Smooth. Oh, you lot, man. You lot kill me, man. You lot kill me, man. Why are you lot like this? Why are you lot? You lot are so bad by it. You know that you lot are so bad by it. It's not the greatest name, you know. No, it's true. It's true. It's true. It's not the greatest name. But get your questions in. I've got 5 more minutes, people, man. Come on. Run the likes up a little bit more as well. We got 121. Who hasn't liked this video yet? Young Wheatley, give him a shot up front. And also the young lad from Arsenal. I don't think it'll be long till we'll see him. I'm going to be honest. When it comes to these youngsters as well, I don't think Wheatley is it. I don't think he's that guy. And I think we need to, again, I know some plays take longer to develop than others, but you can really see if a player's got the talent in him or not. And I don't know if Wheatley's got that factor that screams Manchester United at the moment. But I think it's fair to say if he is a bit of a late bloomer, because he's got some good fundamentals about his game. Actually, to be fair, he kind of reminds me a little bit of Zirkzee a bit. give him a loan. Make sure he gets a good loan. And hopefully these not just giving out loans to just about anybody. You know, make sure he gets a loan at a team that suits the way he plays and he's going to get some valuable minutes in. And then we'll see from there. Oh my God. Is it Mabawe? Is that how you say your name? Mabawe or Mabo? This is the one I'm waiting for. It's him. It's him. This guy, Dan Gore, has got the future at United. This is a deep lying playmaker we are going to absolutely love. The only reservation I have about it is I know from what I've seen, you know what, Bar, you know what? Maybe, you know what? We've seen Hillman and Polina as the sitting eights, right? The one that does the screening, right? But then he did have an Agate type profile. Obviously, Dan Gore is quite similar to an Agate. But obviously, the only difference is a little bit younger, same intensity and the aggression is there. The only issue is Agate's 6 foot. It doesn't look it, but he's 6 foot. Dan Gore's 5'7", and I don't know. I don't know if he's gonna want someone that's got. Don't get me wrong, he's very tenacious. He's a battler, right? I don't know if he's gonna like someone that's not got the height. Do you know what I mean? I think unfortunately, unless he uses him as an 8. Going further forward, I don't really like Gore in that role. Gore in a sitting role playmaking, unless he's got more of a brute in the left central midfield role next to him that's going further forward. I don't see how that works because from the profiles I see, obviously he likes a bit of a tall DM. So he's injured at the moment. Yeah, they said the same about Collier. Yeah, the thing is with me about Collier, I think I like, you know what, I like Collier a lot. You know. I really do. And I think he can be used again in that 6 role. But I think I like Collier going further forward. The one that's going to be the ball carrier, the Mateus Nunes of the team. I don't see him using the defensive mid type role. I think he needs to play more of a central role. For me, anyways. But I'd really like to see Collier and Gore get some minutes. But you know, when it comes to like Jace Fitzgerald and Jack Fletcher, again, like these guys are waiting. Literally waiting. James Fitzgerald's only 17 years of age, don't get me wrong. But he's got a long way to go. Again, that's a great central midfield role. He could be the next best thing for the number 6, where you got obviously Jack Fletcher's a bit more of an attacking threat. He could be used as one of the 10s. But we got to see if they develop in that way. We still got to build a good, solid 11 that we know that's our 11. We've got these guys that are coming on. Now we can filter in the youngsters and let's see where their potential goes. Nah, Collier lacks mobility. Are you insane? Nah. I'm gonna forget I saw this one, Sundance Kid. Again. Never should have got rid of this one. Never should have got rid of him. I'm in total agreement. You know what? Quite glad we've got people in here that actually know some of the youngsters and understands what. Do you know what I mean? Have a bit of an understanding about it because it's a good chat. It's definitely a good chat. Shay Lacey is one of this guy. See him and that Ibrahimov. Them two are going to be elite. Insane. If there's any 2 players for me that are going to be upcoming, I'm going to make it in football, it's them 2, yeah. And when it comes to like the winger type 10 and then the more of a natural-ish 10, the creator, them 2 will just fit that mold very easily. They've got a long way to go. They're very young still. They're like 17 years of age. They've got a few years to go, but no, not Iqbal. Not Iqbal anymore. I wouldn't bring him back. I think Harry Amas is going to be used. I think we're going to see him being played against maybe like a Bodo Glimt potentially as well. But again, we'll see about with all of these. Apparently, he's killing it. Yeah, apparently he's killing it at the moment. He's left-footed as well, man. And you know what we say when a player's got good left foot, man, it's definitely something promising. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, he does. It's very cheap as well, so we'll see on that part. But yeah, look, guys, big up for the super chats earlier. Big up to Tarek and big up to Unknown as well for the big super chats. I appreciate it very much for the $100 donations into the chat. If anyone wants to just support the channel in general, Harry's not ready at left wing back. He's definitely ready. It's defensively maybe not, but attacking wise, yeah. But if anyone wants to just be a member of Cass, obviously of myself on the channel, there's a membership tab that you lot can it's just a supporting role. I can't promise you lot anything and say, oh, let's go do like a corner show. It's something, if a calling show is something that's you lot want, then I suppose it can run. But I need to know that there's going to be like a good 10 people coming in. So that's the difference. I don't want it to be a calling show where 2 or 3 people show up. But it'd be cool to maybe talk to some of you lot. If you lot want that, I'll make a post and then I'll see what happens on the vote. But do smash the likes on the way out. If anyone wants to be a member, there's just anything you want. I'm not begging for it. So do you know what I mean? At this rate, I'd rather just give the memberships back. Big up to Solomon though. Solomon's an Only Cass fan, so he's an Only Cass. And then there's other little roles like Copy Cass and what's the other one called again? A Cass Lighter. So yeah, then there we go. The last point is Harry Amas regressing. No, he's just not been given an opportunity. We call it 10 hard tacks for a good reason. Legend. So yeah. A quick one. We're gonna go through this a lot, Raphael, as well. This is my best 11. Nana, Alessandro, Delict Joro, Mazarawi, Casemiro, Bruno. In the middle, yeah. Or Kobe. Casemiro, Kobe, or Garte. Maybe yeah, Zirkzee, Garnacho, Ahmad. Yeah, it's the best footballing side. I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying there. I hear what you're saying there as well. Got a bit of blend of everything. But yeah, this is gonna go over to Monts's channel. So if everyone stays here, you can go find what me and Monts are gonna talk about. I think Hooks might be there as well. So if that's the case, then yeah, make sure we go over there and then go smash some likes over there in it. And then if you don't want to go get a bit of general football talk, if not, this is gonna be like my new times in about 1:15. Again, it's all about sustainability in them as well, so I can get some content out and then I can post a video in the morning. Let me know on actually, you know what? Before we leave, quickly, please, you lot, make a random comment in the comments. And actually, what kind of videos do you want me to do? Let me know in the comments, not this one, the one after this finishes. Let me know in the comments what kind of videos, like Amorim best 11, future signings. Should I like anything along them lines? You might have seen on other channels, and I'll do my own version. Might not be as great production, but it'll be me. So yeah, man, in a bit.